Konnichiwa, Sumo card collectors, hobbyists, enthusiasts. Welcome to another edition of Sumo Card Hub. Hope everybody had a great week and excited for another week of Sumo card collecting. This week we'll start off again with the top 10 most interesting Yahoo Japan auctions. I'll transition into a little chart that I created for Hakuho autographs and the trends of those autographs, specifically the sale price from August until now. Pretty interesting trend, although not unusual once I show it to you. And then we'll end it with a couple other segments. I'll do a quick mail day. Got a few cards in the mail, and so I want to throw a few shout outs to some of the fellow collectors out there that helped me hook those up. And then a short little intro to a segment that Robert Folz and I are going to start. It's really more of a video interview. Not really an interview, just a video discussion of various topics, and so we'll put that one at the very end, give you just a little bit of preview of what we're trying to do there. Okay, without any further ado, let's go ahead and start into the top 10 most interesting Yahoo Japan auctions from this past week. Kicking it off here, wanted to highlight this Dejima BBM Legend Heroes auto. This one went for 8,300 yen, so about $75 US. 7 bids, and really this is just more of a personal highlight for me. When I moved to Japan, Dejima had just been promoted to Ozeki, although I wasn't into sumo at the time. That happened a little later after I got there. He was the one wrestler that I was really keying in on, was Dejima, a young, exciting sumo star at the time. So I remember Dejima very vividly from my time in Japan. So awesome to see an autograph of him here. Coincidentally, he just as I was leaving Japan, he was demoted from Ozeki. So kind of special that he spent only his time at Ozeki when I was in Japan. So pretty cool. Just I wanted to highlight Legend Heroes autograph cards continue to dominate auctions over in Japan at the moment. So just again wanted to highlight this card. You can see it's more difficult to find as well, right? Only 28. So this is on 3 of 28. So again, whoever picked this one up, a great pickup for $75 US. Just an all-around really cool card. Moving over to number 9, if you will. This is an interesting one. I maybe would call it the steal of the week. So for about 16 or so US, just one bid, somebody picked up these 6 postcards from about probably 1933, 1934. And it's maybe not so interesting until you really look at the cards. And you can tell that these 6 rikishi were from the Osaka Sumo Association. For those of you who might know your history a little bit better, in 1932, I think it was Sekiwaki Tenryu, organized a walkout of the Sumo Association demanding better reforms, just better treatment of the wrestlers, and they went off and formed their own Osaka Sumo Association. You can see here Osaka Rikishi. And so being able to capture these rikishi as part of the Osaka Sumo Association is in my mind pretty special. I wish I would have seen that or paid a little more close attention to it when I was browsing auctions. I didn't. Certainly don't recognize many of these rikishi, but a really cool auction nonetheless. The Osaka Sumo Association really only lasted, I think, probably less than 2 to 3 years, and then they disbanded, and a lot of the wrestlers moved back and went back to be part of the Japan Sumo Association. And so whoever picked this up got just a great deal. These are in fantastic shape, as you can see. A little bit of foxing of the paper on the back of the postcard, but nothing that really surprises me given the age of these, for about 90 years old. So whoever picked that up, great deal. Let's go on to number 8. Here are 4 uncut sheets of the, at least in the sumo card world, they're cataloged as the G611 set, or the 1961 Doyusho Shiki game set. And so you can see two on the right here, two uncut sheets of the sumo wrestlers. And then on the left, you can see two uncut sheets of the baseball players. And so this was a game that the kids would play. Obviously, they would cut up these cards individually. There's two ways to get them. The first is this uncut sheet form. The second way, they come in boxes. And they're really not that rare to find in the box form. A little more difficult, as you can imagine, in the full sheet form. But you would cut the cards out. You could play different games with them. You can see pips here for playing cards. You can see clubs, hearts, diamonds, spades. Kids would also play the matching game. You know, they would cut all these up, put them upside down, and then you would try to match different wrestlers. You could match different numbers. You could match you could match same numbers. You could match the same playing card suit. Just a different variety of games that you could play with these cards. Anyway, for about 47 or so US dollars, 20 bids, so a lot of action on this. Again, pretty rare to find these from 1961. Sumo cards were not popular in the early 60s, so there are just a few sets of them. This was one of them. Really about 1963, sumo card production ceased in all forms. Karuta, Menko, Bromide, candy cards, any cards of sumo wrestlers are extremely difficult to find after 63, 64. Kids' attention, and really at that point, was turning to TV, studying. Japan was going through a big boom at that time, economic boom. And so you see a lot of these, again, just game cards just going by the wayside. So anyway, whoever picked that up, great buy. Awesome deal, and I hope you enjoy those. Those will be great display pieces, especially on the wall. All right, let's go to the next one, number 7. This is from the 2021 set. Nothing special here, just other than Hoshoryu, who's going to be an up-and-comer in my mind. Not sure if he's going to make it to Yokozuna. Certainly he's got the desire, and I think he's got potentially he has the skill, and he's got the fire in him, I think, to get to at least the Ozeki rank. We'll see how much further he can get past that. But certainly a lot of people are really heavily speculating on him and investing in him, hoping that he'll attain some of those higher ranks. So again, about 67 US dollars, 7,200 yen, 6 bidders. Just an all-around great card of Hoshoryu. We'll see a lot more of him going forward in the future. All right, number 6, Kaio's autograph. Again, Kaio's another extremely popular wrestler. Longest, I think, serving Ozeki ever. This is about 70 US dollars, 7,700 yen. 2 bidders on this Kaio autograph from the 2021 Legend Heroes set. Again, you can see the authentication stamp here. Don't have a back view of it, so you can't tell what it's, what number it is. But again, a great pickup. And that really leads me into the next one here. Another Kaio card, a little more expensive here. 6 bidders for about 76 or so. 75 US dollars. Then again, just 2 really good looking Kaio cards from an extremely popular wrestler. Number 4 here, strong pickup for 2. I don't know if they're 2 full sets. Certainly there's doubles in them, but loose cards from 2011 and 2012. And you've heard me explain before, this is the dead era of sumo card collecting, which started in about, my mind, 2002, 2003, and extended until about the 2012-ish, maybe you could even argue the 13 time frame, where not many sumo cards were made. The popularity of sumo certainly wasn't at where it is as it is now. And so BBM just did not produce a lot of material at this time. So picking any sort of loose cards, loose packs, and loose singles up, extremely good. Again, whoever got this set here, you can see, just scroll through some of the auctions, you can see some doubles in here. But overall, here's the 2012 cards. I think just an overall great pickup. You're not going to see many of these ever again. So I think as long as the demand is high as it is now, especially with the BBM Sumo Card Collectors group. It's only going to drive the prices of all these sets up, and especially the auctions up. So whoever got this, great pickup. So let's see, about a little over 100 US dollars, 18 bids, so a lot of action on this. You can see the stacks of the cards here. So whoever picked that up, great pickup. Moving on to number 3. Again, another 2021 Legend Heroes autograph of Kisano Sato. Popular Rikishi, and so you're not going to get many more of these autos going forward. So not surprising that this has a strong price here at about 110 or so US dollars. Number 2, not surprising. This one went for so much. This is the 2013 Legend Glory set auto of Yokozuna Taku no Hana. Extremely popular. Taku no Hana, Waka no Hana, Akebono, Konishiki, Musashi Maru, right? They really pushed sumo from the early 90s all the way up until about 2001 timeframe. They pushed the popularity of sumo to new record heights. And so to find autographs of them, especially on authenticated BBM cards, extremely rare. Certainly Taku no Hana did not produce that many of them. And so these are great pickups. 1 bid, so a little high, obviously, for the majority of collectors, but somebody out there jumped on it. In my mind, a great buy. You're not going to go wrong getting this for 270 US dollars and having that in your collection. And so again, whoever picked that up, great buy. You can see that number out of 60 here. This last auction has to be, in my mind, the most interesting, at least for me, as I collect the older sumo cards. That's really my bread and butter, is the older stuff. And so you are not seeing this incorrectly. 172,000 yen, so about 1,500 US dollars. 82 bidders. A lot of people chasing this card set. And a lot of you might be wondering what this is. This is a Karuta set. Karuta is an extremely popular game in Japan. Lots of different subjects on different Karuta sets. This one is the earliest known Karuta set out there. I certainly haven't seen any earlier, and likely there aren't many earlier than that, which is why you have 82 bids on this. And for those of you who don't know what Karuta is it's a game where you take these picture cards and you lay them out, scatter them out on the ground. Everybody sits around all the scattered cards, the players. And you have one person who reads these reader cards. And as they read this reader card, there's clues on it to which picture on the ground it matches to. And all the kids or players searching for the clue of what card they're reading, and then they slap their hand on the card. If they get it correctly, they keep the card, and then they go on to the next reader card. So the reader will read the next one, read the clue, read the narrative on the card. Everybody looks for which card that is and slaps it. And you can see that goes on until at the end of the game, whoever has the most cards, the winner. So extremely fun game, popular, and this one has got to be, I don't use it much, but that museum quality, right? So this is, I'll scroll down here through some of the pictures. You can see the Yobidashi calling out here. Here is what is Kaneboshi. I don't know if that actually matches to this, the picture and the reader card match up in this case, but you can see here's all the images that you would playing for, and you'd be slapping and trying to collect these image cards. You can just see some of the fascinating artwork, right? Just some of the hand-drawn artwork of this era. Here's all the reader cards. How do I know this is from the late 30s, early 40s? Well, again, some obviously Japanese probably can read this a lot better than I can. The clue over here was this. Hard to see, but this says Mina Nogawa. He was an ozeki, and then obviously a yokozuna from the late 1930s into the early 1940s. And so keying in on Mina Nogawa really makes me believe this is, again, from the 1930s, early 40s. So again, you're not going to see this set probably ever again. certainly not in this condition. Just all around amazing set. And so whoever got that, I doubt anybody in the United States. More than likely somebody from Japan picked this one up. And certainly in my mind, a great deal. You're not going to see any of these museum quality, and this is likely a one-of-one going forward. So, again, congratulations to whoever picked that up. That has got to be the highlight of the week, and certainly pretty exciting to see some of this material come out in the open and get bid on. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot. I appreciate you tuning in for the top 10 interesting Yahoo Japan auctions of the week. I wanted to take a moment to highlight recent Hakuho autographed card sales. Really, since he announced his retirement, there's been a flurry of activity on Hakuho cards, and so I wanted to just quickly show you that trend and give you an idea of right now kind of what to expect to pay for a Hakuho authenticated card. Now, these are the authenticated BBM cards released in the packs or in the special Kokugikon issues. Certainly not the hand-signed ones or personally signed ones. So I put together this graph. It shows back in August. This is the latest data that I had. There was one for about 22,000 yen, about $200 US. And you can see for almost 2 months there was no sales of any Hakuho cards, at least not on Mercari or Yahoo Japan Auctions. And then right before Hakuho announced his retirement at the end of September, there was one that sold for about $100 US. And then you can see the flurry of activity that happened right after he announced his retirement. See here for 30,000 yen, 48,000 yen, 48,000 yen, 44,000 yen. And approximately 10 days or so after his retirement announcement, his card prices settled back down. You can see a nice 14,000 yen, 13,000, 20,000, 16,000. So thought this was interesting, and hopefully everybody finds it useful. So if you're looking for an autographed Hakuho card, in my mind, you're looking to pay between 15,000 and 20,000 yen. That seems to be where the price settles at, and the nominal price. I think we're past the hump of inflated prices. I would imagine, though, you're going to see these on a slow rise. So if you can get anything for about 20,000 yen, I think you're doing pretty good. And so again, I hope everybody finds that useful. And thanks. Wanted to send a quick shout out to 3 individuals for helping fill some holes in my collection. The first one, wanted to send a quick shout out to Chuck. Chuck and Ed break boxes over at SLVRsport on YouTube. Chuck does sumo cards. Ed does typically football, but just great guys. Great passion for sports card, especially Chuck for sumo cards, and really highlighting sumo cards on the channel. So Chuck, wanted to send a shout out and thank you very much. Here's their social media address on YouTube. Look up SLVRsport. And then I don't know if you can read the back of that, but there's other social media addresses right there. You can scan the QR code as well. Thanks, Chuck. And I wanted to highlight what Chuck was able to provide. Again, kind of going backwards, he filled in the last 10 holes of my Legend Heroes collection. There's Kotokaze, the champion subset. There's Kakizoe, Iwakiyama, Asahi Yutaka, Takamisugi, Yoshikaze, Wakano Sato, getting into Sekiwake, Asase Kiryu, another Sekiwake, Akinoshima, another Sekiwake, and another Sekiwake, Mito Izumi. So Chuck, thank you very much for filling out the rest of my Legend Heroes set. 2 other individuals I want to quick shout out. I want to shout out to John Paul and Mike. I'll leave last names off, but I think most everybody knows them on the BBM Sumo Card Collectors Group. We were able to arrange a trade, and I got 2 debut cards of Hakuho in the trade. And so this has got to be the debut card to chase in the modern sumo card era. So here's Hakuho's first debut card from the 2004 BBM set. This is card number 65. Just a great card. This is, you've heard again me say this many times, this is from the dead era of sumo cards. From that 2002, 2003 time frame all the way up until about 2013. Popularity was low. BBM consequently did not produce a lot of boxes of these cards, so these are extremely hard to find. I'm predicting there's only about 750 of these cards actually probably out there. Happy to own one. This is, to me, the iconic card to have in the BBM era. Here's a second debut card from the Shinjuro subset, another 2004, card number 88. And again, another iconic card. You can see Hakuho pointing to his Banzuke, where he's now listed as a Jiro Rikishi. Just a great card of the arguably best Yokozuna ever produced by the Japan Sumo Association. And then in the trade as well, I got his second year card. Here's the 2005 BBM card, card number 11. At this time he had already jumped up to my Gashira 1, well on his way to being a Yokozuna. So 3 iconic cards. Thanks John Paul, thanks Mike for arranging that trade, thanks for working with me on that. And again, 3 awesome cards. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
So as Brian and I have gotten to know each other over the past few months, year, we talked about how we can help share some of the knowledge that bubbles up in the Sumo Card Collectors group. And we're talking about putting together some videos on various topics to share, to record and share with people who might be interested. And that's, I believe, the purpose of this video, is introducing ourselves and to talk about some of the things we may want to develop a video on, so it can be there for others to see. And of course, using the feedback or comment section, if you have something that you would like to see an overview of or see a video on, leave a comment. Maybe that'll spark us to be able to do another video.
Absolutely, yeah.